then you're doing actually pretty good. I will say a draft like, say, the 22 draft, where you got Tyler Smith, who, ended up saving our ass because he was able to play left tackle for Tyron Smith. You got a Deron Bland later on. You got Sam Williams.
Take care of all the needs.
What's good? What's good?
We really need playmakers. As much as I'm excited about Dak being healthy and moving around and literally saying, I could play right now, that he's redistributed his weight. He looks like he's ready. But if we ain't got some weapons for him to go to, it's all for naught. Would y'all agree with that?
Yeah. I totally agree, and we also need to improve. I guess it's given, but we need to improve our offensive line. We had two terrible tackles last year when it came to pass protection, and you can't have that when all you're doing is passing.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
If we don't take land, we should get land into that program.
Yeah, well, they supposedly really like that guard they got from Miami, Jones, I think his name is. They really like him. So who knows? I mean, I don't know if they'll go line, because they did bring that young guy in from Washington too that used to play. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I heard Shadiga Charles had retired before he got signed by us.
Yeah, he did retire, Royal. I think it was a family issue. It's the coach of Tennessee at the time said it was personal or something.
I got you. I was gonna say, yeah, because that makes me have question marks.
He was really good at LSU, so
yeah, that just gives you question marks with a young guy retiring. Because you hope it's not quitting, because that's hard to come back from.
He was, and he could play both guard and tackle. If you remember, Thomas, I remember that.
Oh yeah, well that sounds better.
He was first team All-American.
Right.
Half of the LSU team made the All-American team.
They did, huh?
Ultra Cowboys said teams with the lowest sack rates per attempt since 22 season. Bills 4.1, Lions 4.8, Packers 4.8, Buccaneers 4.9, Jaguars 5.1.
And there's already advertisements popping up. I need to pause those.
Cowboys not winning until the Cowboys get a quarterback that does not choke when out QB. All right, I'll leave that one there. Okay. I'm still going to go back to my premise of, it's kind of, let me say this much, okay? What's interesting about the Cowboys is, if we take the 22 season, for example, because I always hear
What's good? Welcome in, everybody.
Team and everything
Getting
else,
through the intro. We're about to tap in here in just a second.
Look at the statistics from that year. The Cowboys were actually 6th in running the football. Okay, 6th at running the football. They were, I think, about 8th in passing the football. We had balance. The problem is, because we rushed for like 2,200 yards during that season. The problem is when we got into the playoffs.
Welcome. What up, Alex? What's good? Welcome in. We almost ready.
Yards, and 29 of that was Dak Prescott. So what we were doing, winning during that season, we could not replicate. Now, I'm not going to say it was because, that Tony Pollard and Zeke weren't really good players, but remember, Tony Pollard started dealing with plantar fasciitis. Zeke Elliott had the hyperextended knee, or was it that was PCL? But by the time we got to the playoffs, we did not have playmakers that were able to perform.
All right, here we go, guys. What up, Pixar? What it do? You on the alternate stream? Are you cool?
In the playoffs, we see how hard it is to win. And if you've only got one weapon in CeeDee Lamb, sorry, it's hard to win. And that's where I believe, more than anything else, we got to get a running back and we got to get another wide receiver to help stretch this field out.
What is good, people? We're about to get started here. I'm trying to get this loaded up.
23. Everybody's been kind of, we've taken all kinds of pieces from Joe Looney at center to, Connor McGovern, Connor Williams, and
all right.
23. Everybody's been kind of we've taken all kinds of pieces
There we
from
go.
Joe Looney
All right,
at
guys,
center
we tapping in
to
now.
Connor McGovern, Connor Williams, and Jason Peters, and all that. We have not had a consistent offensive line, but Dak has been able to still make plays, and that's where I really think that having the weapons will be the difference maker. And I'll let anybody else have the floor on their thoughts on that.
Just gotta get the audio figured out here real quick.
That's a great point.
They never seem to bring up the run.
What up? I see you, Pixar.
Yeah.
I mean, there were teams running all over them, and it's like, I don't know. Dak did have, I think, a bad playoff game that year against San Francisco, but I think the whole team.
Everybody did, right?
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it starts with him, but
I don't see him in the chat.
you have to have the defense, in my opinion, and that year you just simply didn't.
I didn't see.
He'd rather have Momo at quarterback than Dak Prescott. If the Cowboys, like with Tony Romo had won a couple of Super Bowls and things, or that Drew Bledsoe had won a Super Bowl, that if we had a standard here of winning great things over the last 30 years,
audio figured
and
out.
then all of a sudden it stopped, we got Dak, I can say, yeah, then that's Dak. But guys, you can't look at this and say we have been Super Bowl caliber team that should be winning it all. That starts from the top going down.
I see you.
Mark, only thing I would say about Dak Prescott, I have
got you guys.
Dak Prescott.
All right.
I actually think he's average to below average. This is me. But the problem with Dak Prescott for me, and for any Cowboy fan out there, if you can't throw in this league, if you can't throw the deep ball, that's a problem, Mark. That's a big problem. If you can't throw the ball deep, you got a man wide open and changes the game. You have to have somebody who can throw the ball deep, bro.
Wait, you see that 90-yard pass to CD against Detroit?
Bro, this is where I'm sorry. You're an idiot.
Now we go. Now I can unmute my mic.
That's all
What
I'm
up,
saying.
James Sports?
There's perception.
You got a horse yesterday? Hell yeah, that's dope, bro.
The Cowboys
All right, I'm
are
about to
always
unmute my
just
mic
about
on here.
dead blast and separation. Okay, you know that, right? Yeah, I know that. That's the case. If you have people wide open, it's real easy to throw a deep pass. Second thing, Dak Prescott has actually been one of the better deep pass completion percentage players over the last 5 years.
And he's been one of the better tight pocket window throwers because of that.
Yeah. Okay, so I see what he throws the ball. He's been one of the highest rated deep passers. How you can say he can throw the ball deep? I'm saying the ball hangs in the air. The ball floats in the air and it's hanging, and they have to wait for the ball. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. Again. That's all I'm saying.
Wait. I want to. Ultra said the defense was lights out in the 2022 playoffs. They gave up 170 yards to the 49ers on the ground. I don't think that's lights out.
You heard that one. 170 yards on the ground there, bro.
Yeah, Debo killed us, and Elijah Mitchell killed us, and they didn't even have McCaffrey, I don't think.
No,
that was before McCaffrey, so they were killing us without him.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that Dak Prescott, to me, I fear him more as a Washington fan throwing the intermediate passes, the 20 yards, the 15 yards, the 30 yards. I don't fear him when he throws the ball deep. I really don't. He's got only one weapon and he's double cutting.
Yeah, it's easy for defenses to hone in on one guy.
Facts. Yeah. Big.
Quarterback. If he's got a good running game, it makes him a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, look at 2016. That's a great point, David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we can keep Dak to throw in 20, 25 times a game.
Too when he's on the move.
So okay, this new improved Dak Prescott, is he going to move the needle for y'all guys this year?
I don't think it's going to be on him solely. I think it's going to be.
I honestly think they're going to take White out and running back in the first 2 rounds, and then they're probably just going to use the rest of their picks for depth.
Mo, this is not me saying it. This was June 10th, 24. Dak Prescott got the ball out quickly on deep routes, averaging 2.95 seconds per throw, and kept it out of harm's way en route to a 3.7 turnover-worthy play rate, which was 5th best in the NFL.
Yeah.
Can I comment on that on the statistics? Okay, here we go with this. Oh God, I'm trying to be nice today. I'm trying. Those statistics are the biggest BS ever because they make these crazy data. We all know this all lies. Okay, well here's okay. Well, let me ask you this: is there a difference when I see somebody like Tyreek Hill going deep versus seeing my guy is almost always covered? You know what I'm saying? Is there a difference between that? Oh yes, there's definitely a Tyreek. Okay. So Prescott, who's got guys that aren't really getting open, and I'm going to be, other than CeeDee Lamb, we ain't had another receiver that really anybody fears since Amari Cooper.
And that was CeeDee's rookie year.
I think I had somebody. Who? Noah Brown? How'd you feel about Noah Brown? You think Noah Brown is a premier wide receiver? Personally, I don't think a second receiver has to be a premier wide receiver. You can have your second.
If he was solid, how come he? If Noah Brown's so great, why is he on the Redskins and not still with Houston?
Yard separation. We were a yard less than the next team. Okay, did Noah Brown, he played for y'all, he didn't get separation for y'all?
No.
And he couldn't run the damn ball. He was Clifford Franklin.
Yeah, he would tip the ball into the defensive hands.
Oh, my God. We lost to the Jaguars because Dak Prescott, I don't even know how he got the ball to the guy. Because there was the guy literally flashed right in front of him. He got the pass perfectly in Noah Brown's hands. He tips it up, and it ends up being a pick six. And all I heard was, well, Dak Prescott lost another game. Okay, here's my question.
He had, one good catch for Washington?
Noah Brown.
It was what?
I mean, Dak hasn't had weapons every year, but he's had some weapons on some seasons. He's had some weapons. On a few. I'm not saying all seasons, but he's had some weapons. He's had some weapons sometimes. I don't want to try to jump down my throat. I'm just saying, when Noah Brown was at Washington before he got hurt late in the season, did he get separation getting open? Did he? Yes. I can't say. I can't say the Cowboys had the number one offense. I know we were going to say the guys weren't that good, but you know what? They were stepping up. I'm just saying, though, you don't have the number one offense and your receivers and your running backs and everyone else is playing like shit. I'm just saying, like, you have the number one offense in the NFL. That means your quarterback's playing good. That means your receivers are playing good. Your running backs are playing good. Your offensive line's playing good. That means your entire offense is functioning. I mean, come on now. I'm trying to ask you a question. When Noah Brown played for Washington football
front runners.
Season,
what up, Dutch? What's good, brother?
Because he was open all the time. Every game I seen, he was getting separation.
The biggest separation he got was on that Hail Mary, which was a luck play.
No. If you look at the tape. Let's look at it. He was open a lot.
But why wasn't he targeted that lot?
Better weapons, yes. I do wish he had a Brown, AJ Brown. I do wish he had these guys. I do.
I would have loved to have had DK Metcalf. Hell yeah, Puff Dutch. I hear you, my bro. I hear you. Hey, you guys are on the alternate stream, by the way. Just letting you know that there is a secondary stream that's the main stream. If you go to the channel, you click the channel, you'll find that you can watch the video. If you go there, I'll show you one time, but I'm not going to do it multiple. See? The audio and the video are both there. You just got to go to my channel and click on the other live stream that has RTC at the end.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Noah Brown, and since Amari Cooper, Noah Brown and Brandon Cooks have been the best two other wide receivers, not CeeDee Lamb on this team. They're average receivers.
Mid.
So what happened?
At best.
I'm confused about something. What happened to Brandon Cooks? Because he used to be a premier wide receiver. He's old. He got older.
And hurt. And Mike McCarthy has a play in this. Mike McCarthy has a play in this. He's.
Not everyone can be like Jerry Rice at 41 and 12.
I'll say Brandon Cooks had age, injury.
Cooks came in the league in 2014. I forgot about that.
Brandon Cooks had age.
Conveniently, we always forget. Oh, I forgot that guy's old. But seriously, the receiving core since Amari
right,
Cooper
Dutch.
left,
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yes, sir.
Heard from again. He couldn't get on the field in Miami.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks was old. He had injury problems, and we had a problem with a coach that didn't know how to play the players to the right position. Brandon Cooks said that in his interview. Brandon Cooks said that in his interview.
I'm telling you guys, I believe that the Cowboys going to have a better season election. I believe I agree.
Oh, I definitely agree. Mike McCarthy does not know how to call plays.
Don't think this head coach is going to be all.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
He's going to find out the real, bro. He's going to find out who really is coming. Everybody, you just know that he's not going to be. You know what? Nobody thought that Jimmy Johnson was going to be either.
Nobody thought Nick Sirianni was going to do anything.
And I will say, people thought that Norv Turner, coming from the Cowboys, was going to be a great coach for the Commanders. I never thought that. Okay, well, then you were one of the few who didn't. I never thought that. I didn't want to always hear about. Okay, they thought Mike Williams was going to be incredible down there in Miami. How's that guy been doing? Okay, let me say this, Mark. Let me clarify something. Let me clarify. No. Okay, let me clarify something.
What up, Jeffrey? What it do? What it do?
And this is a different.
Dude, yeah, my problem with them is it's two crash outs. So they're either going to be fighting each other, fighting the defense, and causing way too many penalties, is what I see. I would have loved to have DK over here, though.
The same year he was. Nobody thought Dan Campbell. Everybody looked at Dan Campbell like, this mother helper is talking about gnawing people's kneecaps off. He will last any amount of time. He's an idiot. And he was the best one out of the class. And this is where you had, I think, Josh McDaniels was hired and everything else. Right. He's a genius. He knows what he's doing. He knows his X and his O. He's done work with Bill Belichick. Those guys are gone. That guy's been to 2 NFC. So we don't know what a guy's going to be.
Exactly.
Well, I do believe that the 2 guys that left for him is not going to be as good as people think they're going. I don't think they're going to do well in Chicago. I don't want to.
No, yeah, Jeffrey, that's not an excitement point because he did good for a short period, but he showed his flaws again later in the last season. So we'll just have to see how it turns out.
I think he will have moments. I think you're dealing with 2 functionally damaged organizations. I don't think anybody could turn the Jets around. And the Bears, for whatever reason, they're seemingly that same way.
It's hard to win in either of those cities.
Mm-hmm. Because I hate to quote somebody, but I had to quote this person.
Yeah, or y'all could have got even Cooper Rush. Instead, he's over there in Baltimore backing up Lamar.
I got to do it. I got to. And that's the problem with Chicago, because that pressure from the New York media, from the fans in New York, it depends on you. No, we expect us to win, and that's not always the case in Chicago and New York. So the expectation is so much higher. Mm-hmm. It's so much higher. And then you start sweating, and your palms get wet. No, it's just, I just don't believe. I believe that the Jets. That foundation with Dan Campbell is not going to be the same.
Hey, Jeffy, click on my thumbnail that takes you to my channel and go to the other stream. You'll get to watch the video with me.
Coaches.
Man, everybody know New York.
9 more days, man. I can't wait. Right? You talking about the draft? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just like the pinned comment says. What up, Birds? You in the alternate stream, Birds?
I was talking about the expectation of them, what they expect them to do.
Everybody know New York is stinky ass.
No,
ass. They ass. They ass.
Just like you got the Knicks. They expect the Knicks to win every game. They expect the Rangers to win
every game. What up, Smalls?
I
take it. The Bucks get defensive steals and the
Yankees win.
Hey, I mean, talk about it, brother. Talk about it. Hey, I'll let you know, though, Smalls. Hey, please just click my thumbnail to my channel Hold up. I'm going to show you.
The Cowboys will come in
I'm going to
second
show you.
place. I believe the Eagles will come in third. There's no question in my mind. I believe that. There's no question. The Eagles are not going to have the winning season they once had. And you're going to see the real quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles really come out.
All right. So if you go to my channel, you'll see there's two live streams. One of them has RTC at the bottom. That's the channel you guys should be in. RTC is the stream. But if you go to my channel, go to RTC. This is the one you're in. This is where you need to be. That way you can watch. You can watch the audio and the video. What up, brother Murphy? Same with you, brother. Same with you. There you go. Birds is over there. You got it, Birds. You already know. If it has RTC at the end of it, it's going to be the right one.
I mean, I'm just saying, you got a badass offensive line. You're going to run for some yards.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know my mic wasn't muted.
And they got a tiny.
I was talking on there, too. I didn't realize my mic wasn't muted.
Wishing for injury, but here's the thing. You do have the Super
Bowl
hangover,
right?
And you do have less time to recover because you have played such a long season. That shit is real, and they have lost a lot of players on that roster.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, Smalls. You got it. Your birthday was 12 days ago. Well, hey, man, happy belated birthday, brother. Hopefully you had a blessed day, man. Make this year great on purpose. There you go, Philly fan. You got it, brother. You in the spot to be. That's where we need to be, right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the stream that you get to watch the audio. Can you guys all hear the audio just fine? Let me know if you guys can hear the audio good.
Yes, exactly. Because you played an extra long season. See, for my Cowboys, we were out mid-January. Another month of season.
I'll have to check that out, brother.
Games on your body in a shorter offseason.
Nah, shit, Phillies. Nah, shit.
Now, players that are wanting to get paid and going
Phillies
elsewhere.
fan. You told me who you were in the last stream.
And when you win the Super
I can't
Bowl,
remember. What'd you change your name from, Philly fan?
People have a tendency to relax. Let me read what Drew said, because he's not making no sense. He said the Super Bowl hangover is for the losers of the Super Bowl, not the winner.
The 19th, there's a lot coming up. NBA playoffs, WrestleMania. Yeah, man, we'll be live for WrestleMania, too. We'll be live for WrestleMania as well.
I don't think they're going to fall off.
But yeah, Jeffrey, just go to my thumbnail that takes you to my channel. Click that thumbnail. You'll go to my YouTube channel. On the lives, you'll see a live that says RTC at the end of the Dallas Cowboys talks. That's the one you want to be in. That way you can watch and I can pin some of your comments on the screen for everybody else. James, that's right. That's right. You were just on James in your other account. You're James as in James Sports, right?
Yep.
You were just on your other account.
Back to the 21 draft, the 4 quarterbacks drafted in the top 11. They didn't draft them in the top 11 picks because they thought they were going to be ass. People thought they were going to be good. And guess what? They were wrong in all of them.
I think a lot of this season is going to have people's takes aging like spoiled milk. And I'm going to be just sitting back and enjoying it.
Newhouse fan, Mark, we had a lot of injuries, bros. And unfortunately, injuries are part of football. I mean, we had the second most amount of lost games last year.
What you mean I'm not muted? No, yeah, I muted myself on I didn't mute myself on the...
He is right.
Because I'm on 3 streams technically. I'm on my 2 and I'm on Mark Holmes. But on the conference call, I forgot to mute myself while I was telling somebody in my stream what to do, and it kind of. Oh, James and Jody, I got you. My bad. Oh, here comes Brian. Game time, Brian.
Because of that, I think it's going to be tough. But again, we'll see the schedule.
Here's what I
wish I could change the placement.
In the NFC East, We have the Eagles.
Yeah, but if you click into my channel, brother, go to the live. There's 2 live streams. Go to the one that says RTC at the end of it. That way I can have you guys in here with everybody else. Because you guys are in the alternate stream right here. You need to be in the mainstream.
Right? The amazing thing about those 5 trips is none of those teams the next year won the division.
Eventually, I'm going to stop doing the dual live streams. I'm just trying to get everybody to make sure that they get notified when I go live, because when I didn't do the dual streams, so many people were missing out on the live stream, and I just don't want that. I try to make sure I can keep as many people as I can and transfer them over to the proper live stream if possible.
Aspect of it that doesn't pertain to the
you guys go. That's my fault. That's my fault, Fat. Go to my channel, Fat, and click on the live stream that says RTC. There's two live streams. You guys are on the alternate live stream right here. You need to be on the channel that says RTC. See?
Yeah, I ain't yelling. I'll just.
Let me take the background off. There we go.
You know what
so yeah, click the thumbnail that takes you to my channel and go to this one that says RTC right here.
It's time to talk. All right, everybody, I'm out.
This is the live stream where everybody needs to be. If you're looking at this right now, this is the one you're in. Go to here, please. All right. I think I'm done with the rotation. That'll be the last time I show it over. So, there you go, Fat. You got it, Fat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's time to hear Leo and Momo argue for about 30 minutes about the Eagles and the Washington Commanders. So, or just get a ring, man, and let them go at it. Just get a ring and have Leo and Momo go at it.
Wait, hold on. Why we gotta go at it? What's happening, everybody? What's good? No, we just want some action, and it's just not, we're going at it. What happened? What's up, Game Time? Remember we were talking last night about...
Yes, sir, Fat.
Let me set this up now, because I can tell you it will happen, because we get all of our Cowboys Mafia there, training camp and stuff.
Everybody can hear the audio just fine. Let me know if you can.
Make somebody a Hall of Famer. And I can bet you my hand versus a pile of shit, okay, that we will see a pass play in training camp of Joe Milton throwing the ball 75 yards and hitting somebody, and it will start saying quarterback controversy.
Oh, yeah. All the Cowboy fans that are Dak haters are going to be all over it.
You got some of these Cowboy fans that act like 15-year-old children. See something, they be like,
oh, yeah. Man, they're all going to be.
I hope Joe Milton is the next Joe Montana. I hope he is.
They're all going to be going crazy over that boy.
You already got that problem, bro. Everyone thinks that Joe Milton's going to be taking that spot.
But that's a good problem to have, I'll say. Dak seems happy about Joe Milton.
Actually, with Cowboys. Now, I don't know it for sure, but I believe it to be true. I don't think every one of the Eagles practices are open, are they, Leo?
No. They have like a certain day.
Right.
I think it should be that way, though.
See, whereas Cowboys practices, they're all pretty much.
It's entertainment. It's for your entertainment.
Actually, I didn't think about that, but you're right.
And I don't like it.
And Mark, you don't go to the NovaCare complex. You go to the
stadium.
Yeah. See,
that's not where they have like normal.
As much as I want to go to the training camp, I think that they shouldn't have it to where the fans can all be there every time. I want to be there, though.
Days I was out there, it was like the fans really weren't there because it was empty last
year. Yeah, last year, that was being, yeah. Yeah, I remember it was.
Everything is a cost. You know, it used to be, I got my True Blue membership. I can go sit at the fence on either side, every day, and that's $20. Now it's $21 per person. So if I got my 2-3 kids, I'm spending $80 to only stand on one side. And they don't really come
brother.
over on that side. They all come on the high pay side over there to be greeted. So you're sitting up, if you're broke ass, up in the bleachers in the sun, away from the players and stuff. And it's like, why am I here?
Right.
I remember you said something like they roped off area now that you used to be able to.
You'd be on the other side, and it's the VIP platforms. Oh, it's a great view from over there. It's a big tent that's elevated. If you had your camera, you could get film and stuff on it if they're practicing. There's no guarantee they practice on that field, but you're spending $300 a day.
Yeah.
Practice.
That's crazy.
So. That's where people say, "Hey, you go into training camp." It's like by the time you get the car rental, you get the place.
You spending a couple grand.
And you're talking a couple $1,000s. It's like, damn, I might as well go ahead and say, take that money and go to 2 or 3 games in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem with it is, you're gonna have a Cowboys YouTuber. You're gonna have all the Cowboys writers and stuff there that will take one play. Diggs gets beaten practice, and now all of a sudden we need to trade him.
Yeah, that'll be the whole talking point.
On a one-on-one drill. We had, I can't remember the player, but we had a wide receiver that was really, really tall, and he ended up jumping up corner of the end zone, one-handed catch, and they had people ready to put him in the Hall of Fame. Okay, and I don't think he could bust the grade.
What's good, Jeff Lee? What it do, brother? You over here on the alternate stream, but that's all right. If you want to see the audio or the video to this, just go to my channel, Jeff, and click on the one that has RTC at the end of the name of the live stream. That's the live stream that you'll be able to watch Mark Holmes on as well.
Jerry Rice-esque.
Tolbert had a real good season.
Who's that receiver that we
yards?
I remember the year the Giants won the Super Bowl and we beat them the opening game on Monday.
I was there.
Following year.
Yeah, that was.
Who was that receiver that they sold?
Again, Mark, hold up.
He ended up being a bust. But what was his freaking name?
Wait. I get game time math.
What are you talking about? Dak Prescott
Ogletree. That's who it is.
Ogletree, Kevin Ogletree.
What are we talking about here? You had Brady Cook.
Okay,
no Dak, no offensive line, no defense. It was a shit show.
Okay, all right.
They still had almost 700 yards.
You're ready to say we don't need a high.
No. Let's not get carried away.
Okay, all right. Here's the point I'm making though is we oversell our
looking at numbers.
No, right. No.
You're talking about the circus players
in training camp.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden we think we've got, you would have thought we had CeeDee Lamb and A.J. Brown going into the season. I'm not saying that Jalen Brooks, Tolbert wasn't decent. He was. And I hope that he's going to continue to get better. But the way we thought was, man, this guy's going to be the bomb.com.
Yeah. Well, Mark, we haven't done like the traditional training camp since I believe it was Chip Kelly that ended that. Mm-hmm. Because the year before that was when remember Andy Reid's son died at Lehigh. That was during training camp, and and then the next year he was gone, and I was.
Oh no! Hold up, George. No, bro. I started going to training camp in Oxnard the first year. I think was 2012, and in 2012, where those townhouses are now, that was actually where you parked. They had basically when you got there, I remember seeing Nate Newton, and they had the big wheel to spin and everything else. They had the table with the cheerleaders. I got a video with Joe Boo going through with all of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And when you went into there, they had bleachers on that side that was shaded. And of course, if you were true blue, then you could go to the fence line there, or you could go to the end. But then they started cording off. Every year it got to be worse. Then it got to be where you used to could literally be right there where the players came out in the morning. As long as you were a true blue member, and it was $20 a year, you could be right there, and so you would always see the players. Then they started blocking it off, and they made it like a VIP, so they would end up having the kids and stuff there. And every year it just kind of changes where you get less and less access, to the point where 2 years ago, unless you paid a buku amount of money, you were only on the opposite side of the field there. And the way it's set up is there's two fields. In the middle, there's the big tower up there for Jerry Stephen Jones to feel like they're the king, overruling everything. And then the end zone was...
What's good, footballs? Hey, what up? Please go to my channel, football, and go to the live stream that says RTC at the back of it. There'll be some Dallas Cowboys stars in the title, and it'll say RTC at the end of the title. That's the main one where you can watch the video, not just listen to the audio. If you look, you see, that's where the audio and the video are. You just got to go to my channel and go to the other live stream.
You know, for the high-priced fans and things, and you've got their practice every single day that you've got fans and stuff that are watching. Other teams don't do this. It's a matter of focusing on just practice. And we microanalyze it and everything else. So you got to think, okay, well, let me ham it up practice and make sure I get to play and stuff and social media and things.
But isn't that consistent with the stories we hear from former players who leave and be like,
it's not about football?
Star. So
it is. Absolutely.
Feel like, doesn't that sort of kind of like
and even though the players...
consistent type of behavior from the Cowboys.
It's not all about football.
Shut up, Stephen R.
It's not all about football. And
if Milton comes in and he ends up being the heir apparent to Dak Prescott, and we don't have to trade up to
football.
Or play a boatload of money on it, then I'm happy as can be on that. But I'm not under the delusion of thinking that a guy that was a sixth-round
if you
draft
click
pick,
on the...
that New England is like, you know what, we don't really need him. Let's get rid of him for some chump change. That he all of a sudden is going to be the savior of the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
So to be honest with you,
I'll show you where to go, guys.
I'm not
go to the channel.
That you guys got I'll just say it that way.
If this computer will load. All right. So yeah, you go to the channel. You click my thumbnail. Go to the channel. And click on the live stream that says RTC, and it has the Cowboy stars. It'll have Cowboy stars. You're in the one without the stars. You need to be in here so that you guys can watch this. So this is where you are. This is where you need to be. RTC.
That don't even make sense.
Alright, there we go.
On TV talking about it. Like what?
Yes, sir. So yeah, just go to the channel and click the other live stream that has the Dallas Cowboys stars in the title.
Yeah, quarterback that was too good, they just gave away.
Like, now he can launch the ball 80 yards.
I hope he's good. I really hope he's good.
He did choose to come here too.
Take over Dak Prescott right now is crazy.
No, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, I remember my man, the comedian out there with Trigger Trey. Oh, Trey Lance, he just needs this chance, man. Trey Lance, man, he's the real deal. He's the truth. Trey Lance is here to take Dak Prescott's job. Okay.
If you ask Michael Irvin, because Milton is a Miami-born, whatever month he was born in, boy, that's Michael Irvin's reason for Dak to watch out. If you listen to his video, his whole reasoning was, because he's born here and born when. It says because of the date that he's born and because of where he's born. Because he's a March-born Florida boy, he's going to take Dak's job. So watch out, Dak. That was like such ridiculous reasoning.
You know what that's called? That's called selling.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what.
But to me, what it says is what. Tell us what you really think, Michael. Like, really, how do you feel?
I hope this whatever this turns out to be, I hope it's something uncomfortable for you.
I mean, I think it'll be interesting.
Cautiously.
I think it'll definitely be interesting.
Guys, that's all. Not trying to get shit started for you.
It's the same thing over. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's the same thing over again, like 2016. I thought Romo was a great quarterback. I wanted Romo to be here and win here. But if you put in a guy who's doing better than him, Romo can go.
Yeah,
it's the
I
same
agree.
Thing.
Yeah,
it's the same situation.
If
Dak gets hurt and Milton comes in and we go 13-3, bye Dak.
I don't think that Dak can't get Dak. Yeah,
right.
I definitely think that there's that possibility that Dak gets Dak.
For us, now we got a whole nother Jaden Daniels problem, but it's the Dallas version.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? If that scenario was to take place, like,
okay, if that happens, great.
But I would classify Tony Romo as injury prone. I wouldn't classify Dak as injury prone. I classify Tony Romo as injury prone. He was always having clavicle, rib, and back problems. Always. No matter when he got hurt. I don't classify Dak as injury prone. All his injuries are different. 2 of them were freak accidents. He doesn't have the same injury over and over again. It's been different. It's been a thumb, a calf, and a foot.
Yeah,
so
you know what?
I wouldn't consider that prone.
Right. Yep, all that. Yes. I just want to say, because I heard what some folks were saying earlier, Momo.
He said a lot.
Mark,
Trey is right.
Mark, you're right about the whole thing about there not being a repeat winner in the division in over 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I get that. What I will say is that aside from, you know, like when you look at the team that went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, the following year that team didn't look the same either. We know about that Super Bowl tax, but here's the thing. And then if you look at this year's team that just went to the Super Bowl, the same core group of guys are still together. That to me, that's the big secret. There's a core group of guys who have played in multiple Super Bowls late in the year together for a while. And they're actually getting the same coordinator back defensively for the first time in a minute.
If they can get the chemistry to be the same with the new guys, I think that could work. That's the key. They got to get the new guys to buy into that chemistry.
And the interesting thing is that in the last couple of years, we've also had some quality depth play. Not starting play, but depth play. Because I'm excited to see what Eli Rich can do. I'm excited to see what Keely Ringo gets to do. Because those guys have actually shown us things that makes us that makes it. I'm not saying it's no big deal that Slay left. You know what I'm saying? But it does soften the blow a bit, especially when you look at what a second year Cooper DeJean looks like, what a second year Quinyon Mitchell looks like, along with having a player who was on the upside aside from injuries and Sidney Brown coming in at safety. You know, so we're not devoid of talent, and not only that though, but we're talking about these are guys who have at least played in the same system for at least 2 to 3 years. So there's you know, and then when you look at the quality, when you look at the quantity of draft picks that could possibly come in. Hold up.
I can't take them, boy. These long soliloquies you do, let's get to the point, Leo. This long as hell. Stop it. You think this long
I just sat there and listened to you. Listen, let me tell you something. I just sat here. I sat here listening to you tell everybody that the Eagles are going to come in 3rd place and all this other shit.
Bird's the word.
Nobody want to hear.
I'm telling you, I know, because you're not like us.
Okay, Kendrick. Okay, Kendrick, not like us.
You're not like us.
Turn your TV off. Turn your TV off.
We know all hail the excuse me, not the Commanders. All hail the Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. Now,
that's right.
Understand, Leo, my father, the reason why I am a Cowboy fan, he just buried 2 days ago. And I am trying with all my might not to use the F word because my dad was always a dad and said, son, this is just last year, son, that's not right. You're using that word. Cussing. I'm trying not to. Okay? Now, please, don't get on my nerves. All right?
Fuck off, Leo, in another word.
Thank you. Because that's what I was thinking, Royal. I appreciate you putting it out there.
I knew it.
What did I say that was so offensive?
Just everything that comes out your mouth about your
Okay, I can tell you. Because when you talk sometimes, you go on and on, then you go to another subject about your Eagles, the offensive line, the defensive line, the quarterback, the administration, the bench shop. You went through a whole litany of things nobody want to hear.
Someone that goes on and on is complaining about someone that goes on and on.
Basically, Leo, they asked you what happened today, and you started with 2 weeks ago. What happened today? Well, 2 weeks ago, I bought this car, and then
I forgot to load this drop up, but this is pretty much it right here.
People made a uptown so worse when you first. It's the big mouth clown.
Did you hear it?
It's the worst. It's the big fat clown. Something.
Made a uptown so worse when you first. It's the big mouth clown.
Something like Run DMC, boy.
It sounds like
Yes,
Run
sir.
DMC.
It is.
You're the instigator. Leo Rager of the town. Just a
Mom, play the other song. You got a big mouth. You got a big mouth. A big mouth.
Wow. We really disturb you like that. You guys are so disturbed.
Leo, you don't have a big mouth? You don't have a big mouth. Come on, man. A big mouth. There's a rumor being spread about me and the crew about something we did. Oh, we're supposed to know.
Was any of the things I said a lie though?
We don't want to hear it.
It was a prediction.
Okay, you know what? I tell you what. Let me ask you this, Leo. Let me ask you this. Let's say that the Dallas Cowboys do the unthinkable and they win a Super Bowl, and I'm able to take that bottle of rum from Ultra's backyard that was bottled in 2019 as 25-year-old rum that is now 31 years old, that I'm able to crack that sucker open because the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. Would you still come in here every Sunday and listen to me bloviate about how great the Cowboys were?
Absolutely.
And be happy about it?
No, but I would still be there. It's called,
Hey,
listen,
we're still here.
Just as much as I dish it out, I have to be equally, if not more, prepared to take it. That's the fun of it all, and that's the biggest reason why you don't see me on very many other Eagle fans pages. Because what's the fun in that?
No,
There's no fun.
everybody, all the Eagles fans on my channel.
I like the opposite. How am I going to get to know you?
All the Eagles fans on my channel said that they don't want to be on other Eagles channels. That a lot of the fans that they can't stand.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, how do we not engage with each other? It's fun.
To be an Eagles fan, you had to be a special person because Philadelphia was in here trash talking Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott is not even in the Philadelphia said, don't talk about your regular season stats versus the Eagles. It was like Dak is not even in here.
Listen, I think personally, if you're gonna talk smack to somebody, the least you could do is have facts. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta bring facts.
What's good with everybody, man? Ain't nobody talking in the chat. I see y'all here. I appreciate all y'all, man. Let us know what you think in the chat.
You know what I'm saying? But hey,
let me say this much, okay? Because I'm gonna say this is crazy when I realized it the other day that the reason that Philly 500 and me are friends, and for anybody out there who thinks that we're actually enemies, we're not. Okay, I've never met him in person, but I feel like he's family. Okay, he's like that uncle. Of course, you go to family gathering.
You gotta warn everybody about.
Kids not to get too close to. No, I'm joking on that part. But after my dad's funeral, he actually watched my dad's funeral online and stuff, and actually sent me some different, sorry, I'm getting emotional, but
I did it.
But sympathy and things and all that, and said he was praying for me and things. And see, for me, a lot of people don't understand that, when I talk trash about the Eagles and things like that, I got that from my dad. He worked at the post office. He was a mail handler.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of 3 Dallas fans in the Washington, D.C. area at this big Merrifield post office. And so with Sundays, it was always everybody that's the stuff with my dad and things like that. They talk trash about each other's team. And so when I talk trash about the Eagles, it's not meant to be I'm just being an ass or just trying to hate. It's like that's what I grew up with. Where just like you were saying, I dish it out, but then, if the Cowboys finally get themselves together, then I got to take it too. Because that's how it was for me growing up, and I've always continued that. A lot of people don't understand that. It's not a matter, because some people take it to the level where they put so much hate behind it, want to kill you, this, that, and the other. And it's like, it's just football. It's football, and it's a way of us being friends.
Yeah.
And talking smack back and forth.
Yes.
But now me hating you.
Yes.
Now the craziest thing is, Philly 500 and us becoming friends was because of Cop Pizzle. Because Cop Pizzle did his video.
I watched his video.
There's YouTubers out there that are overrated, and he was specifically talking about me and Philly 500. Too, at the time, we didn't know each other. We started talking, who is this guy? And why is he talking trash about you? And we're like, what's going on?
Come on, Brandon.
He's hilarious.
Attacks, man.
And that's how it started.
That guy's hilarious. Kyle Pizzle's hilarious. All I can do is laugh at his ass.
Brandon, you can hate our team, but come on, don't stop with the personal attack.
Listen, man.
Ain't no reason to get personal.
So this is how it was for me growing up, and particularly where I come from. Okay, my father was actually a Jets fan.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother, his mother, is a 49ers fan.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin, my first cousin, is a Cowboys fan. My other first cousin is a Dolphins fan. My other cousin is a Commanders fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're surrounded by where I live at is where the transition from Jets, Giants turns mainly from here on south turns into Eagles. Where game time is at, he lives further south than us. So I'm accustomed to just being around and like fighting everybody about your team.
How did you turn into an Eagles fan out of all of that?
I want to say something. But his although my brother's passed, he was a big Washington fan. He used to post and talk smack all the time on FB. And just he was the diehard Washington.
What's good, Earl? What's good, Ask Attack? What's good? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all need to go click on my channel. Go to the thumbnail that takes you to my channel, and you guys will be able to watch it. If I show you over here real quick, I can show you guys.
Okay.
So click the thumbnail that takes you to my channel. You guys are here right now. You need to be on this live stream that has the stars and it says RTC. That's where you guys need to be so that you guys can watch the video and everybody else is in the chat over there.
Fuck y'all. I lived around y'all.
Big M bomb.
Washington? No, Mark. Washington fans.
Yes, sir, Ask Attack. Yes, sir. Always. DC for life, baby. They do need help, Earl. 9 days, Ass. 9 days, brother.
Let me say this like when they talk about this right here, this is a very light version
But if you guys click the thumbnail that takes you to my channel next to my name on the live, go to the live stream that has the stars and RTC at the end of it. That's the live stream where everybody should be at. That's where you got, and there's no ads on that live stream. And you'll be able to watch the video. So there's 2 live streams up right now. That's what I say, Aztec. That's what I think they're going to do. Unless we happen to trade for one. But yeah, if you go to my channel, click on the live stream that says RTC and has the Cowboy stars in the title.
In the city of Washington and surrounding communities, including Virginia and Maryland, there are more
BTA, you mean? Belt to ass? Is that what you mean?
So don't tell me that.
I don't care. I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about the numbers. I just know that.
No, I'm just saying.
I just know
no disrespect
for
anybody. Most of the Washington fans, Cowboy fans, are African Americans. Almost 95% are African Americans. That's a fact. So don't get me. I have my hell too.
They're terrible.
I got trash for being a Washington fan because
yeah, best player available. Yeah, that makes sense.
It should be very uncomfortable.
I think it needs to be. It depends. If the free agency ain't over yet, I don't think they're gonna make too many more trades until after the draft, so that they don't lose any of their compensation picks. But yeah, I think that's what mostly we've traded for, is so that we're not trying to fill a hole with the draft, that we can draft best player available. But I think it should be a wide receiver, and everybody's putting Tech McMillan to us. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't either get Luther Burden or Matthew Golden. Because to me, I think Luther Burden is a better overall receiver, a little bit of a diva. But I think that there's other players above Tech.
But there's good ones too.
Tech's good at catching, but as well, like route running and everything, that's Matthew Golden and Luther Burden, in my opinion.
Was that a Cowboy fan he hit?
No, it was a Washington fan that hit a Cowboy fan. Yeah, it was a Cowboy fan that he hit. And I'll be honest with you, I have not. I've been to a lot of Cowboy Washington games, and usually the Cowboys end up winning. That was the first time I've actually seen violence at the stadium. That's the first time I've actually seen anybody fight before.
Don't go to Eagles. Don't go to the Eagles game.
Yeah, you see them all over social media after the games. But I've never seen one in real life.
The Eagles jail got a TV show.
Yeah, that's a very high light.
A lot of people don't realize that BT has a jail cell too.
They got a TV show. I think it's
They got
probably
TV
the Eagles.
in it.
It used to be. It was at the vet. They had a jail and a.
I would take Luther Burden in the first and Caleb Johnson in the second. 2 very solid starting players or starting caliber players for our team that can come in and make a difference right away. I think since we're drafting wide receiver in the first round, I think we'll miss out on, obviously, Genty will be gone, and I think Omarion Hampton's going to be gone somewhere in the 20s. So I think Caleb Johnson and Luther Burden, first 2 picks. Jahad Barron, linebacker, Dylan Walker, defense. Yeah, they all good.
They do?
Yeah, him.
There's even TV in there. So
Yeah, Genty will definitely be gone. Hampton, if we take a receiver in the first round, Hampton will not be there by pick 44. So Caleb Johnson, before the combine and before the bowl games, I had Caleb Johnson honestly ranked above Omarion Hampton. I got proof.
Knocked them out.
And I ain't just saying it. That's why I think Caleb Hampton. I think Caleb Hampton. He was my number 2 before I put Omarion Hampton up there. Or Caleb Johnson.
That very first
I had him.
hell-raising fella. I thought it
Genty,
the very first one.
Caleb Johnson, Omarion Hampton. I had Hampton as my number 3. And I had Caleb Johnson above Omarion Hampton at first. I later then moved Omarion Hampton above Caleb Johnson
really, really bad.
But I would definitely take Caleb Johnson. I think he's a very good back. He's from Iowa State.
We have got to be a society where violence
What's
is
he,
like
6 foot? He's a workhorse.
And it's sad.
6.4 yards per carry. He's got good power. He's got good speed. His patience is all there. Those are all things that I had noted about him. I think Caleb Johnson would be a great pick for running back in the second round for the Cowboys. If he's still available.
I inherited to be a Cowboy fan because of my dad's stuff. And, we can trash talk about football and things. It shouldn't be to the point where we got to beat each other up.
Yeah, that's wild.
Lost, or because somebody else is there. That's not what football was for me growing up. Football was something that we could all relate to. Didn't matter if you were black, white, rich, or poor. If you saw a Cowboy fan, what's
now
up,
I'm not a big draft prospect guy, but
being able to get together and watch
I definitely would take Caleb Johnson in the second round pick at 44 if he's there. I think Omarion will be gone. I think Omarion's going to be gone somewhere in the 20s, maybe early 30s, but probably in the 20s.
People will bet on the game and end up killing
Welcome back,
each
Gavin.
other
Welcome
over the
back.
game. It's always been that.
Gavin, do me a favor. You guys need to click the thumbnail that takes you to my channel. It takes you to my channel and go to the live stream that has in the title. It has Cowboy Stars and RTC at the end of it. That's the live stream where everybody else is and where you can watch the video to this stream. See, that'll put you guys here so you guys will be able to actually watch what's going on. And then we got the chat over here as well. That I can bring stuff up and I can actually have your chat pop up on the screen.
Oh, back then, who was the hot team? Was that the 49ers in the 70s? Who's the hot team? Miami.
But that'll give you guys a better view of the actual streams. There's 2 live streams I have going right now. This is the alternate just to notify people, and then I try to traffic them over to the real stream because nobody gets notified from my main streams.
So the draft, so I said, no, the draft is coming up. So when I was growing up, the draft was like a nothing burger. Nobody didn't care about going and watching the draft and stuff like that. And I personally don't really, I get excited for the first 2 rounds today. But end of the day, the draft is a nothing burger when it gets past the 3rd round for me. Now, I'm not saying that you can't buy some Jews later on down the round. What I'm saying is that the NFL did a great job making everybody come and watch this draft.
What up?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
What up, Jays? What it do? What it do?
Because it was the year.
You guys are all in the alternate stream, just like the pinned comment states. What up, Double? What it do?
We were working the NFL draft. It was in New York at Radio City Music Hall. And there were only 500
just letting you guys know, you guys are in the alternate stream.
To be in the draft.
If you want to watch this stream, so you get to see the audio and the video to what we're talking about during my podcast that I'm on here.
Radio Hall with
you guys need to click
back to get Travis Frederick. And the second day, we were actually in the hallways
like crazy.
Of
you go to my channel.
Campbell,
go to channel.
Namdi Asmawa, and I'm trying to remember the other player. And what we were doing is we were actually
Alright, so you go to my channel
with NFL players.
You'll see there's 2 live streams.
Email address to
you guys are here.
Part of the mailing list for United Way. The next year was actually in Chicago. And that was the
you guys are in that top one. You need to be in the one that has the stars and RTC.
Okay, so the Cowboys got such and such and such and such.
Alright.
But they turned it into this multi, $1 billion event to get everybody's information. It's free to actually go to
what
the
up,
draft.
DYL?
You're spending a fortune.
That's crazy, bro.
In the city. But this is become big business
now.
Like
I'm a plumber.
Dookie
is my job.
No, but the combine, you didn't even know it freaking went on. There was
well, so I heard you in your thing earlier.
Yeah, I want Burden, but I'll take Mbuka. Mbuka's a well-rounded receiver as well.
Should not be going to no daggone.
I think Mbuka's going to be very solid.
Somebody gonna get hurt.
I'm not making a Dookie sandwich.
And people get hurt.
Dookie pays my bills.
Yeah, Believe me, I remember. Because when you
I played down. Guess where I played? I played down at Anacostia Park in D.C. The flag football, right down all those soccer fields and football fields and baseball fields at. And there was flag football
Kyron
down there.
Lacey.
I played it.
Yeah, someone else was mentioning that earlier.
Got hurt. So people these football players talking about going to play football, you could get hurt. Yeah. You're going to get hurt because you're playing at a high rate of speed, trying to chase somebody down and snatching a flag. Your body's, it's like, I'm telling you, you're going to get hurt.
Well, I see it as the NFL is creating the next set of fans. Okay, by especially sponsoring all of the girls' youth flag football leagues. Here it is. My niece, who I just saw about 6 weeks ago, who never had any interest in any football game, she comes to me and said, "Oh, I made my school's flag football league." And I'm like, "You're playing flag football?" And she was like, "Yeah, you want to sponsor me? I need some cleats. I need some gloves." And next thing I know, I spent $150 outfitting her for flag football. And now you figure she's going to start watching football. For the NFL, they understand that first concussions got
I
people
like
to stop
Thornton.
having their kids play Little League football.
Yeah, I like Thornton. Savion Williams, Jalen Royal's pretty good too. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense as Katak.
Go tell him. Special gloves, I never understood why you got gloves anyway. Flag football, what you need a special glove that $20?
Now, hold on. See, you got to understand that. Because, see, she's a little. I couldn't believe that she was playing flag football because she always was doing the makeup and the nails. She got to wear the gloves so that way she doesn't mess up her nails and get dirt under them.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm talking about this flag football league. I know parents who do flag football league in my area. You have to have a certain uniform. You got to have a certain gloves.
Marketing.
And you got to have the wristband.
The money, man.
What, Jace? Do we get? I don't know. I don't know about that, Jace. But I'm not gonna put that mojo on any player. That's some bad mojo.
That's how your ankle is protected. Bro, this is the kind of gentle parents, okay? No, you have to understand. Y'all don't understand this.
I think that can be solved by just make that boy carry the ball around everywhere with him. Make him carry that ball everywhere with him.
Right? And we had those gray mats.
That'll help him. He won't drop that ball.
Those gray mats that were like,
I just want to say cleats one more time.
But Savion to me is a 3rd or 4th round draft pick. I don't think he's a 1st or 2nd round pick.
And come back down.
I wouldn't take Savion in the 1st or 2nd round. Words.
On your hip. I had that came down too fast. You got this hard ass gray mat.
Yep.
Didn't do jack.
Just because it was like that. And then on the football field, if you play like intramural sports, you sitting up there and you get hurt, they just walk right by you.
Y'all remember the wheel of death?
I would double dip at running back. I would take Caleb Johnson in the 2nd round at running back, and then I would take another running back in the 5th.
See, we were tougher back then.
We used to do football. We used to do this thing.
Yeah, I would take him in the 5th round.
Where you actually had a little setup. You'd stop and do push-ups or whatever. Then you do.
But I would take like Blue from Texas in like a 5th round draft pick, or if we can move up to the 4th, maybe we can get Scatterboo. But Scatterboo may go earlier than suggested even still. He may go up there in the 2nd round for all I know. But I got Scatterboo ranked in the 3rd or 4th round. Late 3rd, early 4th.
Yeah, everybody.
But again, I'm not a big draft person.
They all soft.
My bad. I didn't know I didn't have them muted. But yeah, I'm not a big draft person, so I do a little bit, but not much.
So I couldn't get up the rope. So the gym teacher said you better get up the rope.
I think if we get Tet, we ain't gonna be able to get Mbuka. I think Mbuka's gonna go probably 2nd round. He's a higher rated receiver. He has a 1st round grade because there's only literally 15 1st round graded players. So he may get taken even in the 1st, but he's really a 2nd round pick.
she wanted to see the gym.
We're going to get a lot of second-round graded players picked in the first round because there's only 15 first-round graded players.
Smacked the taste out of his mouth when she's seen her. Don't you ever have my son?
This is only the second time I've done this, Mark, requesting somebody to be kicked out of your stuff. Willy Wonka. I don't know if that's a joke. It's supposed to be a joke. It is really not funny.
What do you say?
It is really not funny.
What do you say?
It's really not funny. If Dak offed himself, I would celebrate. It's really
That's
not funny.
that's
And
ridiculous.
a whole bunch of smiley faces behind it.
That's ridiculous.
Game Time Brian, you know who that is because it's the same guy who was. And it's sad that that's a pathetic, excuse for a human being. But yeah, and he'll be back. He'll be back as somebody else, reincarnated. And it's sad. It's sad that you have people like that in the world.
That's just gross.
Somebody wants attention.
Yeah, it's just rage baiting for attention is ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I get picked on all the time, so people make fun of me. That's fine. I can take it. Don't worry me.
Yeah, my aunt, my aunt called me basically big head all my life.
Yeah. I had a big head. And
my aunt's nickname.
Who do you think makes the cut
is headquarters.
in the receiving room?
Once I got past 21,
Gets
I thought
cut.
she would stop.
Jalen Brooks
But
gone.
when I got picked on in school about it, it didn't hurt me because, hey, my aunt called me big head all the time.
Maybe Ryan Flournoy. I think Ryan Flournoy, if he does, he's going to come back on the practice squad. But it's hard to say. But I definitely think that Jalen Brooks gets cut.
But I've been called big head. Oh, you got a big head.
And I'm sure there's going to be some more undrafted free agents or undrafted, undrafted free agents that we pick up as well. And
biggest head, man.
who knows who they are, but some of them will probably be cut as well.
We would grab a 5-gallon bucket and say, "Here, use this for a helmet, man." Okay.
Hey, I appreciate that, Davey or Davy.
Yeah, hopefully Albert Williams
bigger than O.J. Simpson.
Yes, it was huge, man.
Yeah, he's bigger.
I'll have to check out your Discord, bro. I appreciate you, man.
That's
Definitely much appreciation. I don't got many people that come over from Twitch. Most of my content is people from YouTube or when I hear I can put the chat on the board though.
Game Time is selling me on him that he's a great route runner.
But yeah,
but I'm just there thinking,
I definitely appreciate the hell out of that. And yeah, we'll have to check that out. You're a D1 crash out, Jace.
What I'm told is there may not
I hear you, brother. Hey, I can be that too. I can be that too.
You might see the
I
Steelers
think Jalen Brooks get cut and
Cropper.
Yeah, Cropper's gone. Cropper's gonna be gone.
I think if the Cowboys were able to move back and get an extra pick, it would probably be for the better.
I think it's gonna be. All right. So I think it'll be CeeDee Lamb, either Luther Burden or Matthew Golden. I don't think it's Tech McMillan. We might get Tech, but so one of those three as the number 2, and then the number 3 is going to end up being between Mingo and Tolbert in training camp. So we'll have, and then whoever is not will be on the sideline, and then you got Turpin and Ryan Flournoy.
At 12.
Yeah, exactly, Aztec. I've seen somebody break down some tape on on Mingo. They could even incite him to be closer to being a number 2, but that's just a debatable thing. He was showing why he hasn't had the opportunity to show himself yet, and that if he does get the opportunity to show himself, that he may be able to take advantage of it. And that's if we see that, that's cool, and that's that's good to have that competition. But yeah, it's according to Brian Schottenheimer, every position is going to be at competition throughout training camp.
You've already paid Dak Prescott a king's ransom, and you can't get rid of him for 2 more years. The best thing you can do is try and maximize what you have right now with that. And the thing is, even if you say, well, let's take Sador, the problem is you still don't have anything for him to work with. You've got to get more talent out there. Sorry, I just can't see that one. But
I mean, some people may argue with you, Mark, and say that we could get the talent later. We could get it by the time he's dead.
And we've been trying to do that for how long?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I believe that because Jerry admiration for Dion will get him there. So
I agree.
They're gonna have him there.
Turpin's got 4.29 speed. 4.29 speed.
Possibility.
So he's as fast as Golden.
I don't see how that's going to help you win a Super Bowl right now.
Because I'm okay. Who's the quarterback? He's the quarterback for the Seattle. He's no longer there.
Gino.
But I agree, Turpin needs to be used better.
Everybody thought Gino's going to be this first round pick, and he slid to the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was surprised.
I think if they gave Turpin a valid shot, that he would be in that competition for the wide receiver 3 spot too.
Shador.
But they just haven't given him the opportunity yet.
Because we heard that the Cowboys, that Jerry Jones would do anything to get Johnny Manziel, including trading up. That was reported. I remember Adam Schefter saying that the day of the and here it was. Johnny Manziel was right there. Now, allegedly, Jerry Jones wanted to pick him, and Stephen Jones said, hell no, we're going to take Zach Martin.
But here's the thing. That guy you just named, he has, I don't know why he's still always on the phone, because I think he's the worst. I was seeing somebody for information. I think he's... Yes. Oh, I don't think
Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb are my favorite. Yeah, mine's DeMarvion Overshawn's my favorite. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. I thought I was muted over here. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
So what I'm saying is that you don't think Adam Schefter's so-called information is suspect?
Oh, so it is. That shit he pulled with Aaron Rodgers, basically on the draft, basically insinuating that they were about to trade Aaron Rodgers, and then comes out later on, it's like, oh, well, going collectively by everything that's been talked about. It's like, so you came through and
he lied.
Shit that changed how people may have been drafting that you knew was a lie. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, and then he's always on the phone. Stop being on the phone like you're busy. Nobody calling you.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, he's gonna say Jalen Hurts is going to the Cowboys.
Tell him, Mama, he don't need no phone to report on the NFL.
He don't need no phone to lie. I think he lies a lot. I think he gets misinformation.
You don't need no cleats to play football.
You notice that now has become the clickbaiting to the nth degree.
Yes.
Okay, so I was sitting there. Actually, I've got a video on it, but I haven't actually made it live. But I saw this saying that Cowboys playmaker will probably be released, and I was like, Cowboys playmaker.
That's like clickbait.
I mean, I was like, well, who are they talking about? And they were talking about Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah. You don't have to read. All you have to do is
I'm sorry. It's like, wait a minute. He's got 110 yards in 2 years. What plays has he made? What? I say playmaker.
Isn't that the dudes that his dad works for the team?
Yes. Okay. But that was the title, Cowboys to release, playmaker. And I was like,
oh, he was the playmaker.
I was like, he's got 110. He's averaged 2.6 yards a carry. What play has he made? How is he a playmaker? I was like, come on, man. And all playmaker proposed trade.
3 years.
Oh, Cowboys trade Dak Prescott for T.J. Watt or Dak Prescott to the Cleveland Browns.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Game time's not here. So game time.
Give me T.J. Watt right now. Give me T.J. Watt.
Me and Game Time Brian need to come up with one of these crazy ass proposed.
Hey, Davi, I tried to send you an invite on Discord, but it doesn't say that you're existing.
Every day it's like 3 or 4 different proposed Cowboys trade land such and such. They pulling this stuff out the rear end, man.
They don't even title it as proposed trade. You gotta click on it to see proposed trade.
I can tell you one better than that. You had to chime in to find out was this true. I'm the new GM. When your fellow podcasters was going like that, you know what I'm talking about, because he's a good guy. He said he's the new GM. And hold on. At least with T.J. Watt, you're getting a Hall of Fame player. They're not getting a Hall of Fame player. That's how I look.
Oh, if he wins the Super Bowl,
that's how I look at it. Yeah.
he wins the Super Bowl, he will be.
That'd be debatable. You don't got Jim Plunkett in the Hall of Fame after winning 2 Super Bowls.
But Dak Prescott is in a position that he could end up owning all the Cowboys records this year. And if he gets Super Bowl to go with it.
That may be to my next question. You think Dak Prescott, when it's all said and done, is he a Hall of Famer? Is he a Hall of Famer? Be honest with yourself.
Without a Super Bowl, no.
No, what's the Super Bowl? I don't care if he wins Super Bowl.
I think if he wins Super Bowl, yeah, he is.
What up, Leo? What's good? What's good?
I lose my point. He's just giving out Hall of Famers because you the Hall of Very Good. I don't care if you.
I'm not a Dak Prescott fan. I support him because he's my quarterback. But if he gets hurt and Joe Milton comes in and outplays him, that is what it is. But I support him because he's on the team. I don't root against the players that are on the team because to me that feels like I'm rooting against the team. So I want everybody that's on the team to succeed. Would I like a better quarterback? Yeah. But the reality is the Cowboys don't have a better quarterback. So until we have a better quarterback, he's going to be who I support. But I agree. He's not my favorite. He's middle of the pack or a little above.
Say they're not. But if I took Troy Aikman and put him on another team,
I agree 100% with that.
Won 3 Super Bowls. That's the question you have to ask.
If you'd have put him on a solid team, he'd have got at least 1.
Maybe. But
what about
I ask you, where was there a weakness on the 90s offense or defense? What was the weakest point?
There wasn't that many weaknesses, but there also wasn't that many weaknesses in the opponents they were facing.
What up, Star Dashian? What it do, brother? What's good? Hey, you got a membership gifted to you from Crystal Richmond.
Over the place on both sides of the ball. They were stacked. And the Cowboys went on the road, and Troy Aikman was playing out of his mind in that NFC Championship game. He was threading needles. He was making good decisions. There's a big difference between
Lamar's not my favorite either. I would have rather had like a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen. Honestly. Oh, no problem, man. That's thank you to Crystal for sure.
Back there and a playmaker to throw to.
But see, where I think the thing is when they rely on Dak to throw the ball. Let me go ahead and turn this down for a second. When they rely on Dak to throw the ball 30, 40 times a game, that's when he's no good. If we have a solid run game and a decent O-line and more than one receiver that teams can't just take away our receiver and we throw the ball 20, at most 25 times a game, I think that's where Dak will be at his best. I think Dak can put himself back in an MVP conversation if he's only having to throw the ball 20 times a game and that we have a solid running game. Yeah, I agree. The main thing is we need a running game to be balanced. Exactly, Star. We need a running game to be balanced on offense. So we need another receiver so that they can't take away our only good receiver. And then we need a running game to go behind it with an O-line. What up, Jace? Welcome back. Mike McCarthy was trash. Mike McCarthy wasted talent. He was literally wasting talent. That man did not know how to call plays. I was on my couch questioning every day or every game. Why the hell did we just throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage to the running back at the numbers on 3rd and 5? Why are we doing that? I would have rather ran the ball up the middle. Why are you going to throw the ball, and it's a late throw 9 times out of 10, behind the line of scrimmage out at the numbers to the running back on 3rd and 5? I don't think on any third down play, whether it's 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 5, we should ever be throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. No. That's a play where we go out. He could have made his famous hook routes or his curl routes. He could have done one of them. What up, James? Yeah, ever. Him and Jason Garrett are 2 of the worst play callers. When Kellen Moore called plays, we were much better, but he had a hard time sticking to the run. He had that Boise State mentality and Scott Linehan mentality where once the running game struggled a little bit, he reverted straight back to throwing the ball. That was Kellen Moore until last year when he had Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles O-line to be able to make moves running the ball. Yeah, man, we've had a lot of struggles. Even in all those 12-5 seasons, Azcatech, we were always being labeled as a soft team that could not run the ball, and we could not stop the run. We were front runners. We only beat teams that were not solid at running the ball. Anytime we faced a team that had a good run game, we struggled or lost. I think that had something to do with it, but I think a lot of it was on the coaching. They don't call the plays or pick the plays. So it's a hard line. What up, Cowboy for life? What it do? What it do? Messi, Potts. I see you guys over there. You guys are in the right stream over there. That's where you guys should be. I wish that everybody from this stream would just go over to the other stream, but y'all would have to click the thumbnail that takes you to my channel and click on the live stream that has the Dallas Cowboys stars in the title. I don't play Madden much. I don't have the newest Madden I have. I think is 16 for PlayStation 3. I play some Fortnite, but that's really about it right now. I got to get some more games on the computer, but I've got to make some upgrades to the computer as well. All right, I got to get back in this conference.
Team to the Super Bowl to win it.
Yeah, but we've got Jerry Jones who's been trying to pull the strings for 30 years that you're fighting against there too, bro.
You got the spot, Jay.
You're right.
You can't sit here and look and say the Cowboys were doing great things until Dak Prescott came around.
I mean, they were decent.
They were.
They weren't the best.
No, yeah, we struggled the same as we do now.
They weren't the best. I mean, they had a couple good teams at Romo. They had a couple of good teams.
But with Romo, we were waiting every game for that last end of the game interception. That we always were waiting on that to happen. We'd be having a good game, and it's just like, when's it going to happen? When's that interception coming?
Look, trust me, Mark, I want Dak to win a Super Bowl. You have no idea. I want him to get us to a fucking Super Bowl. I want him to get us there.
Hey, Royal. So when Romo came in and he fumbled that.
You talking about Seattle?
Game, right?
You talking about Seattle?
Jason Witten got the first down, and they didn't give him first down to play before that. So let's stop talking about the fumble in Seattle. Talk about
that was a long time ago. What's up?
I don't know.
17 years ago?
Did that really happen?
Jason Witten got the first down. I don't know what happened after that. But Jason Witten got the first
You
down.
like Mark? Yeah, I'm on a conference call with him right now. Start asking.
Out of respect for
I'm in the conference.
and the position,
If you go,
I would
all right.
say,
Look, you
as
guys
Eagle
check
fan,
this out.
I would have to admit that if you just add,
You guys go over here. Click the
Super Bowl
thumbnail that
to
takes you
his
to my
resume, I think
channel.
he'd be just as
You
good.
guys are on this stream right here. If you guys go to this stream, it has stars in the title, and it says RTC.
You got to look at Aaron Rodgers with just one Super Bowl ring and say,
Oh, dude, use your
he's
words,
a shoe-in for the Hall of
please.
Fame too.
Right, that's what I'm
Stop
saying.
with the whining. You're too big for that. If you go to that other stream, you'll get to
in the second
watch
half of his career,
Mark
didn't really have a whole
Holmes
lot of
in the
success
channel.
in the playoffs either.
No.
Teams that were number
Where-
one. Because
see?
here's
No, at this
Y'all
point,
will get to
Aaron
see
Rodgers
the
is
actual
going into
audio
sadness.
and video.
I understand.
right. But here's the thing.
Versus
We lost
here,
to San
you only get to
Francisco
listen to
in
it.
that playoff game, right? You had Green Bay was the number one seed. He was the MVP. We softened him up where we had already hurt Jimmy Garoppolo.
I agree,
And Aaron
Aztec.
Rodgers and that team, they scored 9 points, I think.
Yeah, his dad and his
Against San
father-in-law
Francisco
both just passed
at home.
within the
And
last
I
4 or 5
literally heard
weeks.
people say, well, that's because the
It's
weather
definitely
was
unfortunate.
bad. It's freaking Green Bay. They're known for the Ice Bowl. You guys are going to cut him slack because you said the weather was bad, and you're going against San Francisco that's a warm weather team?
Right.
You're
It was supposed to be
I don't
there.
have a Sharpie, dude.
Come
In
on,
my
man.
van, I
That's
do.
where it
In
just
the center console in the cup holder.
the problem here is the Cowboys are a victim of their success because Jerry Jones has made them the team that everybody looks at. You see every single play, and it is broken down. Anytime there's a bad play, It's always shown over and over and over again in question. Whereas other players will do the exact same thing.
There you go. We've got some of you guys transferring over to the proper stream. There you guys go. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, that's where you guys can watch the audio
Brian Bosworth
and video.
Yeah, the Boz.
Yeah, the Boz, right? All right. There was a T-shirt that came out because when he was playing for Oklahoma,
he had the 55 earring and everything.
Yeah, 44.
Spikes, or 44.
Yeah.
Spiked hair. They had the little. That was like Boz.
Yeah. He even had a movie, I think.
He had a helicopter bring him to practice.
Yeah. Okay. So, there was like an anti-Brian Bosworth T-shirt that was going around that was being sold and everything, right? And it turns out that it was actually Brian Bosworth who owned it.
That's crazy.
Okay. He was making crazy money off of the hate. He owned the trademarks for the T-shirt for back then that we would call going viral.
Yeah.
He made more money off of the T-shirt that was supposed to hate him than he did off of his own jersey sales and shit like that.
That's him saying, "Yeah, y'all gonna hate on me. I'm gonna go buy it, and I'm gonna make all that money off you hating on me." That's smart, though.
But here's the thing. Wouldn't it be suffice to say that maybe it's gotten to the point now where even the hate of the Dallas Cowboys is a marketing ploy?
100%. 100%. It draws attention.
If you want a conspiracy theory, you have to have somebody to hate. For all we know, the grand scheme of things, because the Cowboys getting up there and failing makes more coverage than anything else. Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Think about all the things that will just disappear.
Yeah.
It's almost like Cowboys, you're set up to be the villain, and we want you to go ahead and be good, and then crash.
Well, if you think about it, we come back year after year, just like we do for Game of Thrones or for whatever.
Yeah, I'll get it.
The show that's premiering that. You know what I'm saying? We do the same thing. But this has been going on for generations now. You see what I'm saying?
Just think about this. So there was that former, I don't even know if you can really call him former NFL quarterback from earlier this week from Green Bay. He may be the only player in the NFL who has a negative yardage passing.
Who's this?
I can't, it's Kurt, then something or other. But his career stat is he has -2 yards. Okay? -2 yards is okay. So he comes out, he's basically saying that the quarterbacks are replaceable, that Cooper Rush, his numbers are better than Dak Prescott, and that's why they'd be better trading Dak for TJ Watt and stuff. But for having an idiot out there that has a complete failed career to be able to come up with some stupid shit about Dak Prescott to get national coverage shows you the power of it. It's like that guy in Cleveland who came out.
Think about us with having to do with listening to Chase Daniels talk about Jalen Hurts. It's like
that's minor. That I didn't even.
No, I'm saying
that'll go away in a year. Commanders will fall back to doing commander things, and we won't hear about that no more.
Is that what y'all do?
No, I'm talking about the quarterback. Mark was talking about Merle, Hurts, Heaps. Mark has -12 yards. Merle Heaps. MERLEHAPS.
Yeah, if Jerry wants a real circus, he trades Dak to Pittsburgh as TJ Watt. Go ahead and bring Aaron Rodgers in here. Let's get a real circus going. This offseason.
Don't entice him.
You want to lose?
Just want to get a real circus going. I'm just used to the circus for 30 years,
Don't entice Jerry. It might happen.
What else is new?
Aaron Rodgers is stealing money.
And that wouldn't even surprise me if they did that. I'd be like, well, no, it doesn't surprise me. Cowboys, they do crazy shit.
But remember what my original question was, is the hate for the Cowboys as much as a marketing tool as the love. You see what I'm saying? Like how
Jerry embraces the hate. That's why when he went to Philadelphia, he thought everyone was cheering him. He just embracing the whole hatred. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. Yeah. Which is why I said, when I was teasing you guys and saying, hey, we might have did y'all a solid because somebody was talking smack to Jerry and.
Jerry thought people were loving on him. I'll compliment them.
But at the same time, you would think that after 30 years that he would be used to it.
Well, that was the thing. That was what made it so much fun. You know what I'm saying? Because they were all like the way they did it. Good job, Jerry. We love what you're doing, man.
Yeah, reverse psychology.
You're the GM of the year, Jerry. That all in was really good.
We loving you over here, Jerry.
Whole bunch of reverse psychology on the man.
GM of the year.
All right, good. We knew how that was firing you guys up.
Well, let me say, as always, I appreciate all the love and support from all of you great fans, as well as you haters. You know the thing, in the same way that the Cowboys.
All right, we about to be in just our time here soon.
Talking about it
what up, Kane? What's good? What's good, brother?
It helps.
Clown, huh? All right, we'll turn it into a circus for you.
That are trolls ends up helping as far as it goes. I know I've got a lot of people that don't like me and hate me, and I don't know why. I try and be a solid citizen and look out for people. David Wiley, shout out. Aaron Rodgers is going to Philly. There we go. I appreciate everybody that comes through, and I especially appreciate you guys. This is the first live stream I've done in quite a while here, and I appreciate you guys because actually you guys have made me feel a whole lot better. Let me give you guys any final words here before we get out of here.
What up, Dylan? What it do? What it do? We'll have to see. We'll have to see, Dylan.
I see a video 5 minutes. It's only been up 5 minutes, and I go to the comments. It's Dak sucks. Dak this. It's like, well, I need y'all over there.
Yeah.
They be refreshing. The video isn't even about that. And then Dak sucks. We need to trade Dak. It's like, man, I wish I had these.
Anytime that.
The thing is, and I know it's out there. But because the trolls interact so quickly, basically YouTube says, okay, people are commenting, people are liking it. Let's share this some more. So without them knowing, they're actually helping the channel. So I appreciate that, man.
Right. Big ups to all the trolls.
Walker Wade with the super chat.
What you say in the comments? I love it.
Yeah. Keep it commenting. Keep commenting.
Mark, I gave you a hard time, but it's all good.
Wait, did you give me the poncho?
The Western poncho, Dallas Cowboy one.
Because I didn't have any sweatshirts.
What up, CT? What up, CTE? What's good? What's good, brother? CTE Tour edits. That's crazy, bro.
You were wearing with it. You were doing video.
My Clint Eastwood shut up, punk.
You had a rum. I don't know what you had. You had a rum bottle that looked like a pistol. And you had
anybody that's new in here, please make sure you turn on the notifications when you subscribe. That way you guys can see when I go live, because this is an alternate live. If you guys look, you click on my thumbnail. This is where you guys are. This is where you guys really should be. That way you can watch the video that we're doing the conference on.
Back in time just for a moment. To realize where all that stuff came, how it all came together, which is funny.
That'd be crazy. 10 sacks would be crazy in one game. I think the record's like 7 or 8.
12 years or so ago. Oh man, you're gonna do YouTube and people are gonna watch it. It's like you're smoking some crap. You must be Leo Bridgewater.
Wait. Not crack.
Okay, all right.
Now, I'm really looking forward to this season. This season's gonna be very interesting.
I think so too.
Really interesting.
Yeah,
here's what I will say about.
I'm actually excited to see what happens.
You may not like Dak. You may think Dak sucks, but you can't question his work ethic. I mean, you think about the injuries that he's had and how hard he's worked to get his ass back out on the field. He cares. And to take the amount of hate and abuse that he gets from fans and just keep brushing it off and keep going back.
Tua, I saw something. We got one of y'all's O-line players from free agency, and then I've heard of talks with Tyreek, but I just don't know how solid those talks with Tyreek are.
Are you thinking wide receiver?
They definitely gonna get him some weapons, I think.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be.
Wide receiver is the first two.
If you ask me, it's gonna be either Burden or Golden.
I need instant impact, and I think you got to get the running back.
I think that you might end up being able to make a move as in a trade, or maybe end up getting somebody like Keenan Allen for the wide receiver. I think you could do that potentially after the draft, but you've got to get a young stud running back.
I think Caleb Johnson in the second round would be really good.
Whether it's a defensive end or defensive lineman or offensive lineman, you got to take him if he's a plug-and-play impact player.
I think when they did sign Rico,
what number are you picking at?
12.
Okay.
I think they end up with a wide receiver, probably either Golden or Burden in the first, and I would love to see them get Caleb Johnson in the second. Because I had him ranked above Amarian before the offseason, and then I slowly ended up putting Amarian over him. But I think Caleb Johnson's right there as running back for like a second-round pick. He may even be gone before then too, honestly. Before the 44th. I think if we don't take Amarian at 12, like some people are saying, that I think he goes in the 20s. Because 12 is a little bit of an overvalue on Amarian. But some people still have us taking him there.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys in the draft are going to like grab heavy on weapons, like wide receivers, running backs. I don't mind filling the gaps like everywhere else with free agency or trades, whatever.
I think if you can get yourself another weapon that you have to worry about, that's going to help spread the field open.
Definitely.
And if you can spread the field open, that's going to help your offensive line and your running game. And they've got to be balanced. Rodney, step away. Appreciate this.
If you were to trade back, how far back would you?
I wouldn't go past 21.
Yeah, the Steelers, I think, would be great, because then I think you're still going to be able to get a really good player and have another pick in there.
Do you foresee a number of drops, not just one player, but a number of players dropping that would shift the board for everybody?
My problem is I'm gonna be real here. Like I said, the last 6 weeks between my father-in-law dying, my dad dying, and funerals and everything else, I have not done anything as far as the draft prospects. That's where a guy like Game Time Brian can tell you about all the players. But I know us moving back the 2 spaces that we did to get Micah. We ended up getting a third-round pick that we got Golson, who was a good role player. I could say Travis Frederick. I think we
that was when y'all traded with us.
Yeah. I would say that when we traded back for Travis Frederick, I think we traded like 3 or 4 spots back. We were able to get Terrence Williams. And I'll even say us trading back last year, although Tyler Guyton hadn't shown a whole lot last year, that third-round pick getting Cooper Beebe was key. And I can't remember how far back we moved on those, but all those moves have paid out in getting us 2 good players. Now, I'll say Cooper Beebe was definitely better than Tyler Guyton, but I hope Tyler Guyton gets better this year.
The reason why I'm asking, because I'm thinking about like the package deals that we're going to have to probably come up with, the way they're talking, over how we want to either move up or even move back, depending on how the board.
For you guys to move up, if you were trying to move up to 12, you're talking about a couple of number ones, probably.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah, like it's interesting the way they're talking about how these how he's probably willing to do, which is packaging all these compensated picks that we're getting and stuff like that to move around. They just don't know how. And mind you, we probably got like a player or 2 that he probably offer up too.
Yeah. All right, good people. As always, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you all real soon. Peace out, people. Okay.
All right.
And we
you
are
guys
out
here.
there, guys.
Go to the other live stream for me. I'm going to close this one right here out. So that big one.
Start getting back into the swing of things.
I'm going to be here.
Man, it's good to see you back. Trying to, moving forward, man. How's the missus holding up?
What? The ball is back outside.
What? Micah! No! Micah! Oh.
Did you push him?
He fell into it.
I believe that.
He did.
Micah, what happened, Micah?
I did this. I tapped.
Did he push you, Micah?
No, I didn't. I did this. Not frontwards. I pushed backwards. Not frontwards.
Dude, what are you doing? You're messing it up. All picked up a certain way, and you're not going to just throw things. No, sir. Leave it all inside the track, and I'll take care of it if you're not going to pick it up the right way. You're just going to have to give me some time. So don't mess with it if you're going to throw it around.
Let me go outside in the backyard. Can you help me?
I'll get you, brother. All right. So, yeah, we're here now. Micah, enough. Words, big boy. Words. Use your words.
You can't go on the trampoline.
All right, guys, we're here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We do that every Sunday. For people that are new here. Mello, go. Come on. You come on the porch, Micah. You're going to go, dog. Come on. Leave the kids alone. Nobody chasing you, dumbass. This dog wild as hell. He just runs. Why are you running so much? Ain't nobody chasing you. Nobody chasing you, bro.
Dad, can you pick that table up?
Why are you running like someone's chasing you? Alright. There you go again, running. Like somebody's chasing you. Ain't nobody chasing your ass. Weirdo. You're a weirdo, Mello. Hey. Stop. There. Calm down. Calm down. Boy, you jump on my legs with your paws and scratch me, you're going to get your ass spanked. You need to calm down. Wild ass dog. All right. What's good? What's good, everybody? I had to help my middle child, my 8-year-old, get up on the trampoline because the dog wasn't wanting to let him out there. Kept running up and jumping at him. Big ass hyper dog. You're a big ass hyper dog. You need to calm down. I'm going to get your nuts cut off so you calm down. Yeah, you'll be whining about it then. You want to show people your front flip? All right, hurry up. There you go. Good job. All right, guys. Holler when you want me to help let you in. Or just tell Mello to sit down. Yell at him. Why you got... Dude. You're going to get a splinter. Stop. You're going to get a splinter and it ain't going to feel good. Damn, boy. You need to learn to watch what you grab. You grab a piece of wood like that, you're going to end up with a splinter. That's rough wood. I don't know who's more hyper, my 3-year-old or my pit bull. Yeah. I'm going to have you guys go in the van with me real quick. We're going to move the van back to the driveway. I had to move it earlier when I mowed. What's good with everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a blessed day. I'm going to probably hop off here in a few minutes. I just wanted to get some chill time with you guys since we're off the podcast now. Alright. Get the van moved back to the driveway. Alright. There we go. That's all situated. Unlock the other door. What up, River? What's good, brother? What's good with you? We just got off the Sunday podcast with Mark Holmes and Leo, the Eagles fan, and Game Time Brian, and Thomas, the Commanders fan, and the other Derek, and a bunch of people on that stream. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that stream. Hopefully we had a good time. I know I'm kind of in the mix because I go in between talking with you guys and talking with them. But the main time I get to talk with you guys is after I get off with them. So this is my time with you guys. I'll probably give you out till about 7:15, and then we'll probably bounce off altogether. Bounce off altogether. But yeah, let me know what y'all got going today. What y'all doing today? We just chilling, doing some housework, playing with the kids, live stream, yard work, a little bit of everything. Had to get the grass mowed today. And dog done tearing up my yard over here, digging all these little holes. Big old hyper boy here. Big old hyper boy. Yeah. Yeah, you need to get that backflip down better. You gotta trust yourself more. Start on the high side. Best way to start it off though is to jump and bounce, land on your back, and roll and do a backflip that way until you get yourself comfortable. You gotta jump high enough that when you bounce off your back, you land flat, and then you do your roll. What, you want to be there too, Micah? What, little baby? Look up here. Micah, what you doing? Little Micah, baby. Right now, we just chilling. We just got off the Sunday podcast with Mark Holmes and all the other boys for the NFC East and Cowboys football talks. Now we're here. I'm just chilling with you guys for the last few minutes. Giving y'all some time, too. Hopefully, everybody's having a blessed day. I know I've said that a couple times, but some more people have tuned in. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that I wish them the best. But yeah, I've just been chilling today, doing some housework, getting the place clean, other than the mess that the 3-year-old has here. But he was playing with that, so that's different. Yeah, we just been, I dropped the mic. Mic drop 1 2 1 2. I'm Royal Ross, boy. What you gonna do? Yeah, if I flip, you flip on too. Yeah, 'cause I rhyme in just like you. I'm the goat to the T. The J with the E. Can't stop me. What up, Sharon? What's good? What's good? I think, honestly, my opinion, I think we're going to either take Luther Burden the third, or we're going to take Matthew Golden. Genty will be gone. Tet may even be gone, but he'll probably be available. I just feel that a lot of teams value Luther Burden over Tet McMillan. I think Luther Burden is a more all-round receiver than Tet McMillan, but I think Tet McMillan's a better highlight. I say Golden too. Yeah, I think Golden or Burden to me would be the pick over Tet, but a lot of people are putting Tet to the top. But honestly, I think Luther Burden's the best wide receiver in the draft. I think his overall, like with all of it, and I think running, like, all right, so obviously speed. Matthew Golden has much faster speed than Tet, but I think his route running is much more crisp than Tet McMillan's too. But people do say that the game speed with Matthew Golden is not as fast as his 40 time showed. But I mean, how do you debate what he put on tape, So it's hard to say. But I really think Luther Burden or Matthew Golden would be my wide receiver pick. And then obviously it would be Tet McMillan, but by then he's going to be gone for us to take later. So, and then I like Caleb Johnson in the second round. I think Omarion Hampton's going to be gone. I think he leaves. He gets picked in the. Roll that around in the grass or something, boy, where you're not so loud with it. But I think he do what, Witten? Hold on.
I just have to do parkour to get.
Yeah, Travion Henderson and I can't remember the other boy's name. Quinshon Junkins, I think. Quinshon Junkins and Henderson. I think they're really nice too. But I ain't gonna lie. Before before the NFL Combine, I had Caleb Johnson ranked above Amari and Hampton. That was my opinion. Just hold on, I'll flip through some pages here. My draft prospects I was talking about. I haven't done my draft homework lately. I've been watching other people on YouTube, and I kind of stopped doing my own. If I can get to my page. All right. So, all right, my running backs, I had Genty, Caleb Johnson, Amari and Hampton, and then I would put Quinshon Junkins and Travion Henderson over him, but this was before college football was even over. I was thinking Dylan Sampson, Devin Neal, Nick Singleton those are probably third or fourth round guys right here. But these three up top here, that was my order for my top three. Before like the Orange Bowl or any of them, or the Rose Bowl or anything. That was before that. Why you need to open the gate?
I was getting a drink.
Go. Just tell him to go. Tell him to back up. Don't let him near. If he ain't bothering you, you don't got to say nothing. Yeah, he is good. Tootin is nice. Jalen Blue is nice too, from Texas. I don't know. It's hard because the more tape I watched on players, the more I moved around how I would pick. But I never ended up writing any more of it down. I stopped, like, literally before the Orange Bowl. I stopped writing my takes on a lot of these players down, which I should have continued with it. Could have had a little more content here for that, but that is what it is. I ended up just doing and going on live, and at that point, from my live, I was live reacting to videos and highlight films. But you only get so much from highlight films because you want to see it all, because you want to see the good and the bad. But yeah, Sharon, make sure you hit the notification bell, because this is technically my alternate live stream. I've already signed off on the other live stream, but normally I go live, there's two, and it's because my main stream people don't get notified for. But if you look, my main stream was this one right here. And like see, this is where we were reacting to the video on live. But you got to have your notifications turned on so that you can watch that type of film with me. If you see, like, I was live, the one with the Dallas Stars is always going to be the main one, or it's going to say RTC. So if you are subscribed to me, make sure you hit the notification bell. And remember, the live stream you want to be in, the thumbnail, the title is going to always have Dallas Cowboys Stars in it, or it will say RTC. As long as we go receiver first and running in a second, I am cool. Yeah, I agree. And honestly, I'm not still above trading for a wide receiver. I think that's a conversation that the Cowboys are probably still having. They're acting like they're still not done trading. But what I think is that they're waiting until after the draft so that they don't lose any more of their compensation picks. Because we got 10 picks total. I think 3 or 4 of them were compensation picks, and we gave up one to get Joe Milton, but at the same time we got another one back. So all we did really was move back 46 spots to pick up a backup quarterback. And then you hear conflicting things, because before the offseason started, they were talking about that they wanted to draft a quarterback in late rounds. And then they got Joe Milton. But now I'm hearing coming out of Cowboys that they still might draft another quarterback in the late rounds. So if they do, I'll be surprised. But I have been getting kind of information saying that they still might. So who knows? And I like Joe Milton, but people are putting too much praise on him already. Like, he literally had played one football game in the NFL, and it was against the Bills' backups. So even though he won the ball of the game. All right, you need to chill, baby. Put your foot in. Put your foot in. Come on, pull the strap back. You know how to do it. Put your foot in. Pull your pants up. If you pull the strap, look, you got to pull the strap. There you go. Be careful on the step. But yeah, I think that that's what they're gonna do as well. I'd be surprised if they did anything else. But man, I just feel like this whole draft is gonna be a gamble. I think there's gonna be exciting points in this draft. There's more anticipation leading up to it for sure. I couldn't stand the Eagles in Washington NFC Championship. Right, with our coach and our players, yeah. They needed pieces from the Cowboys to get there, but they were definitely there. I'm right here, baby. Give me about 5 more minutes, and then you got me, okay? But yeah, it's. I mean, Washington technically built their defense and their offense off the Cowboys' ex-players. What up, Earl? I would like to. Yeah, I would like to pick up a 4th-round draft pick somehow. I think we have 2 3s. I think we have 2 5s, and I think we have either 2 or 3 6s. We got 10 total picks. Oh, I think Dak's gonna come back hungry this offseason. Or this season. I'm expecting Dak to have a much better season than he's had previous, but I also expect that we're not going to be leaning on him to throw the ball 30 or 35 times. I think if he's throwing the ball 20, at most 25 times, and the ball is being spread out to more than a CeeDee Lamb who's being double covered, or Jake Ferguson who's being covered up, like if we could spread the ball out on the offense and then have a good running game to go with it, I think that's where the Cowboys thrive. I think there's some stat out there, like if Dak Prescott has a rusher that goes over 100 yards in a game, he doesn't lose. So, I mean, I would much rather be a balanced team or even more lean towards run heavy than to be worrying about passing the ball. And like I said, if we do pass the ball, I want it to be where we're spreading the ball out. I want, CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson, Tolbert, Mingo, Turpin, and whether it's Burden, Tet, McMillan, or Golden, I want them to all be getting fair opportunities all game long. I don't want there to be a receiver that the defense can pin their ears back on and take away from the game, and then we can't do nothing. Yes. Shh. Just play on it, baby. Yes. Yes, you ain't got to be yelling, baby. You got me trying to talk over you. You got to chill. Yeah. To me, when Dak Prescott throws the ball 30 or 40 times a game, that's when the indecisions and the bad decisions come around, I think. And that's usually when we're down a score or two. And then Dak Prescott starts pressing a little bit too much. And that's when those pick sixes and shit like that happens. Now, I do also want to say that I think play calling played a part in that as well with Mike McCarthy. I think the play calling that he did was garbage. I could sit back on my couch and call the plays as they line up, which is garbage. Most good coordinators, when they line up on offense and they get their setup, most of their schemes start out of the same base, but they build multiple plays off of it so that you keep the defense guessing. The defense never had to guess when they played the Cowboys. They always came out of the games with interviews saying that we were predictable, which we were because I was calling plays from my couch because I already knew because we were predictable. And throwing the ball on 3rd and 5 behind the line of scrimmage out at the numbers to the wide receiver or to the running back is a bad play. We should never be throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage on a 3rd and 5, and we did it numerous times. To the point that where when I saw the lineup, I was like, oh shit, defense, stop. We're not getting that first down. Every time. Yeah, these coaches are all hungry because whether they're coming, a lot of them are coming up from college. Some of them are getting their first opportunities, and then others are trying to kind of reiterate that they are a good coach at the position, but may not be a good head coach. Like Matt Eberflus, I think, is a phenomenal defensive coordinator. May not be the greatest leader of men as a head coach. Yes, shh, just play on your car, buddy. Sorry, he just keeps yelling. Yeah, chase car. But you play on it. You don't got to keep yelling it. We do need speed on the offense. Yeah, I agree. That's why I think they may go Burden or Golden for speed. And then Burden with Turpin with the speed, they both got 4.2 speed. That'd be crazy. To have 4.2 speed wide receivers, they were all out on the field at the same time. And CeeDee Lamb beside them. Man, that's dangerous. That's dangerous to me. That would be with Matthew Golden in the lineup. And he's a crisp route runner. His route running, Matthew Golden's route running, reminds me of Amari's route running. Not that he's anything like Amari really as a wide receiver. He kind of carries some of those traits. But I think the way that Matthew Golden runs those routes is crisp. And match that with his speed, could be very dangerous. Yeah, he does got good hands too. I agree. I definitely agree with that for sure. But all right, guys, Earl and Sharon, I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure that you guys sub and hit the notification bell because I do live streams a lot. I don't always do them like this though. And if you're not on the notification list, you won't get notified, obviously, when I go live on the other stream. This one, for some reason, even if you're not notified, if you go live straight from YouTube, it still sends out certain notifications and puts you in like the live reel. So you don't get that ability with the other streams. So Overshone's actually my favorite player. And man, the way he came back off of that first ACL made you think that he didn't have an ACL that he tore the year before. And it ain't like it's the same knee. It's the other knee. And with his confidence and how he's shown that he could come back, if he pulls off some Adrian Peterson shit, it would not surprise me. No, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, you pass on production of speed. That's why I like Burden. Honestly, in the first round, my first pick would be Luther Burden. Because to me, overall, he is the best overall wide receiver in the draft. Like, I put him above Tech McMillan. People went Tech McMillan crazy after the college season was over, but while it was going on and before it was going on, I was on camera rooting and wanting Luther Burden. And I'm not going to take that back. I'm going to stand on it. What, Bubby?
I definitely didn't just climb the
Okay. What? Wait, go play with him for a second. What up, Blocks Fruit? What up, James? What up, Justin? What's good? What's good? Yeah, I stayed on this live stream a little longer than I did the other one. But yeah, man, hopefully everybody's having a blessed day. We're going to be hopping off here soon. But not much, man. We just got done a little bit ago with the Sunday podcast that I do with Mark Holmes and all the other people that are part of his channel. So we do that every Sunday at about 5 o'clock. I do a podcast on Mark Holmes' channel, and then I live stream it myself. So you guys will get to watch me do the podcast with Mark Holmes and others. There's many other people in that. And then you guys will also be a part of it as well with me and my stream. So yeah, normally it looks like this right here, where you'll have my image, his image, and then sometimes I'll put the chat on the screen too. It just all depends. But sometimes it'll be like that. It just depends. We vary. That's how I stream most of the time, though. So just make sure when you guys see my live streams go live, look to see if it has the Dallas Cowboys star in the actual description. If it does, then you're in the right one. If it doesn't, then you're probably in my alternate stream that's just there to kind of help notify people to go to the other stream. But yeah, man, we had a pretty good day today. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all been amazing as always. I'm super grateful, and I love everybody that's a part of my my community here. Hopefully, we continue to just keep growing and getting better and better. And man, I can't wait for this football season. But we do have WrestleMania coming up, and we have the draft coming up. So those should be a couple of good shows for sure. We should be able to have a good time there. What up, Nate 86? I remember seeing your name. Yeah, Nate, you got to hit that notification, bro. Because I switched how I go live 2 months ago. All right, before the live stream, before I switched, I was telling everybody during the streams that I was going to be upgrading. I was going to be buying a new computer. I was going to be streaming from a platform that shares me on multiple networks. And then I did that. 2 months ago, I did that. I switched and everything was good. But what I noticed was I wasn't getting many people that I was getting in my community to come to those live streams. Go play. Many of those people weren't seeing that I was going live. So there was one stream that I was on, I got kicked off on for a copyright claim, and then I just jumped on straight from YouTube. And then everybody started popping up again. So ever since then, I've started, it's been about a week now. I've been doing 2 live streams every time. There'll be the one from YouTube to try to help notify people that I'm live, and then the main that generally looks like this with whatever video I'm playing at the time will be up like this. And then obviously I'll have a chat up there. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes it'll just be the image of me. But people need to have the notifications on so that I don't have to keep doing these dual live streams. I'll be able to just do one live stream and keep it pushing. But yeah, so ever since I figured out that why I haven't been getting the community to notice, because you'll notice 2 months ago my views went down the tubes, and it was because I did that switch and I didn't do any kind of changeover. Get off my van. You do not climb on the vehicles, Witten. Why do I got to tell you this repeatedly? You should already know better. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't showing me or showing my page to my community for some reason when I did that switch over. But I'm glad I figured it out. It sucks that it took me 2 months to figure it out. I lost 70 subscribers from the community in the midst of this process and didn't even know why I was losing. I was like, why are people not? But then I figured it out because they weren't seeing me live anymore. So they unsubscribed. And then now we've started to get everybody back. We went from 1,935 subscribers back down to 1,860. Now we're back up to like 1,880 something. So we're working our way back up. What up, Wyatt? Yeah, for sure. Karen Lacey, rest in peace. My 3-year-old's gonna be wild today. But yeah, so that's why I have these dual live streams that I've been doing now. I don't know how long I'm going to have to continue to do them for to get everybody in the community to realize that they need to have the notifications on so that when I go live from my main channel that they get notified that I am live, because I do it from here because it shares me on all 3 networks. I get to be on all 3 networks, and I can bring in imagery and stuff, and I can pop things up like this to have you guys be part of the stream. I can't do that straight from YouTube. So that's why I wanted to upgrade to the process of how I did it, but I didn't realize that I was going to lose a ton of my viewership because of it. So if I did know that, I would have had like a process before I switched over where I was like trying to show everybody. But that didn't happen. I had to find out the hard way. And here we are today with me doing dual live streams. What up, Antone? What's good, my brother? Welcome in. So yeah, just make sure that everybody has their notifications turned on. And again, we've had a great day. I appreciate everybody. I love all y'all that's part of the community. Y'all are always great. Even if you're hating, I appreciate you. it is what it is. So I understand what it is to be a Cowboy. I know there's a lot of haters out there. So y'all stay blessed. Make every day great on purpose. And hey, yeah, just treat everybody right because you never know what anybody's dealing with. So I'm going to be out. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.